Afternoon. My name is Dr. Trudy Ufundu of Snowspirations Global Health Solutions. Thank you and welcome to another beautiful episode of our Believing for Baby Open Clinic, our Mondays clinics. I hope you had a very wonderful weekend. I hope you're looking after yourself. I hope you're gearing up for another wonderful week. Now, our clinics on Mondays are very, very simple. You show up as a mother, as a father in 2022 rounds. So there are so many of our members who will become mothers, who will become fathers in 2022. Today is the 13th day of September 2021. By the 13th day of September 2022, our members in this clinic who are believing God for mothers, who are believing God for fathers, like you're going to change your status, you're going to become a mother, you're going to become a father. In 9 months from today, you're going to realize that objective. Now, this clinic is an opportunity to get feedbacks to all your questions. It's going to run for 30 minutes. So please, once you come in, tell me who you are, let me know where you're located, then please start asking your questions in real time. My admin is also going to stand by, so we have a full house. So what I want you to do is to quickly announce your name, your location, then start asking your questions. Couple of few things you need to be conversant with. On the 26th of this month, we are going to start another episode of Masterclass for our people. We are going to talk about gender selection. How can we get a particular gender if we are looking at balancing our family? If you have boys, if you have girls, and you want God to bless you with a boy or a girl, which is okay. Every good thing comes from God. Boys are good, girls are good, and there is absolutely nothing wrong in wanting to have a boy, in wanting to have a girl. Now, the question is, how do you go about having it? Remembering that the ultimate way of getting anything in life is what? Prayer. So you can have your boy by praying to God. God can give you a baby girl. God can give you a baby boy. But you need to also remember that everything has a process. Personally, I believe that a boy and a girl, they are the same thing. But we understand some family needs. We understand some individual preference. And we don't just attend to only one group of people in our group. We attend to everybody, Christians, Muslims, believers, non-believers, women, old, young, it doesn't matter. Come as you are. So on the 26th, we are gonna expose you to what you need to know about gender selection. So please go and register for that class. But right now, my clinic is open and I'm gonna take care of your questions. So please focus on the admin. Dr. Ndiche is also gonna stand by to provide me backups. So let's go there. Let's take care of your questions. Okay, so please ask your questions and I'll provide you feedbacks. Remember, if you need to consult with me, the right way to consult with me is to subscribe. You can come in for 1 week, you can come in for 1 month, you can come in for 3 months, you can come in for 6 months. If you are already pregnant, please join our ANC. Now the clinic is open. Ask your questions in real time. I provide you real-time answers. Okay, so please ask your questions. I'm looking for them. Once you're done announcing your location, please start asking your questions. Admin, you can also help me by posting new questions because I'm starting from the bottom up. So if you see any question, please post the questions so I can use it to teach. Guys, ask your questions. Ask your questions. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Get feedbacks to your questions, please. Okay, I'm still searching. Once you're done announcing your location, please start. Okay, this is the first question. Okay, let's see. Okay. Please, does cold, chilled water affect fertility? Completely no connection. There is no connection between your cold, chilled water and fertility. So what happens to water when you take in water? Your body will conform to what your body needs. Like I'm living in Florida right now, right? Florida is a very hot place. This afternoon, I just went for a little walk before I started teaching. I was sweating. Now, if I want to drink water, what kind of water will I drink that will suit my body? Cold or ice water? What will my body do when I drink the water? Once I put the water in my mouth, once it's entering my body will fix the water to the right temperature. Now, if you are in a very cold place, assuming you're in the Eskimos and it's freezing cold, what type of water do you need? Probably hot water or warm water. So water, once it enters your body, will conform and perform its role. Water is the best thing that can happen to you. So chilled water, cold water has absolutely nothing to do with your fertility. Okay? Absolutely nothing. All right, let's continue, guys. Please keep asking your questions. I don't have a topic. I'm only going to provide you feedbacks to your questions. So just ask your questions. I provide you feedbacks. Okay, let's see this one. Doc, what causes breast milk from the breast when a woman is not pregnant and her prolactin is not high? Now, there are a couple of other medically related things that might lead to galactorrhea. So the expression of breast milk from your breast, it's called galactorrhea when you are not pregnant and when you are not breastfeeding. Now, top on the list of things that might lead to this is what we call hyperprolactinemia. That means when we collect your blood sample, when we check your prolactin level is very high. Now, there are other things that might lead to this apart from prolactin. So what we need to do is to hunker down and go back to your doctor. We might need to look at your brain to see if you have a growth. Sometimes you might have what we call prolactinoma. Now, we might also look at your medications. We might also need to look at a couple of other things. The top on the list of things that might lead to expression of breast milk when you are not pregnant, when you're not breastfeeding is what? Hyperprolactinemia. Now, the one we are concerned about is actually the level of the prolactin level, because when your prolactin level is very high, it will affect your ability to ovulate. When your prolactin hormone is very high, it can affect the estrogen, the progesterone, the FSH, the LH, and if you cannot ovulate, you might not become a mother. So that's the only criteria we are interested in, the prolactin level. Thankfully, there are some drugs we can give you if your prolactin level is very high. So you need to go back to the drawing board. So you need to go back to your doctor. Okay, let's continue, guys. Let's continue. Keep asking your questions, please. Okay, let's see. What causes early miscarriage and what can you do to stop a fetal heartbeat? Now, unfortunately, most early miscarriages are caused by what we call chromosomal abnormality. Chromosomal abnormality. Now, chromosomes are the things that determine who you are. They are the basic unit of your genetic makeup. So let me break down the big grammar. Your parents will determine who you are. Your mom will bring 23 chromosomes. Your father will bring 23 chromosomes. They will combine it to have 46 complete chromosomes. So every individual is made up of 23 mom, 23 dad, then we have 46. Now, for some reasons, in some developing babies, if we have any error when your parents were transferring their chromosomes to make you, remember the union of the egg and the sperm will produce an embryo. Embryo is the first unit of reproduction. Now, if there is any error, if there was any accident in cause of that exchange, our body wants the best. Unfortunately, when you have chromosomal problems, you can't prevent it. There is absolutely nothing anybody can do to prevent chromosomal problem. Now, besides the chromosomal problems, there are some preventable factors that can lead to miscarriage. Number one, hormonal issues. If you don't have adequate level of progesterone, progesterone is the pregnancy maintaining hormone. When your progesterone level is low, you might not have adequate thickness of the endometrium where the baby should develop. When that happens, what will happen? You will lose that pregnancy. Some women can have infection. There are some infections that can predispose you to miscarriage. So if we have any suspicion that it might be infection, we need to go and check it out. Some people can also have problems with the cervix. So if you have cervical incompetence, that means the structure, the integrity of the cervix is not strong, so your body will open and you will lose your pregnancy. If we discover that that's the problem, we can give you what we call cervical sacklage. We stitch your cervix to see what we can do to help you. Now, some people might also have some problems with their body weight. So if your BMI, which is body mass index, which we normally use to check how healthy you are, if you're a woman and you're pregnant and your BMI is hovering around 30, that's a problem right there. So at the end of the day, the only way you can prevent pregnancy from having miscarriage is to live healthy, is to eat good food, is to exercise, is to avoid stress, is to register for your ANC on time, is to take your prenatal multivitamin. Now, generally, all women who are attending this clinic, if you are not a mother today and you want to be a mother, there is one particular thing you have to start doing immediately. If you are making love today as a woman and you're not using protection and you know you can likely become pregnant, you need to do something for me immediately. You need to go to the nearby chemist or pharmacy and make sure you buy your prenatal multivitamin. When you are buying your prenatal multivitamin, read the label. Make sure it's not expired. Make sure it has adequate content of folic acid. Folic acid is a very important vitamin that will help your baby to develop properly. Folic acid will not add, it will not remove in your fertility, but folic acid can protect your baby and make sure that your baby will develop properly. Babies that develop without adequate folic acid can have problems in their development. They can have what we call spinal bifida, or they can have neural tube disorders. So you need to start preparing yourself as a woman ahead on time. Now listen to me carefully. If you are blessed and you are not married and you're in your 20s, mend your ways. Mend your ways. Your life 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago might have contributed to your current problem. My people, my duty is to tell you the truth. And anytime I remember the truth, I will tell you so that you can mend your ways. If you're not a mother, if you have a younger sister, if you have a younger cousin, please bring them to this group. Let's tell them the truth. Some of us made a lot of mistakes growing up. Part of the area we normally make mistakes growing up is what? Sex. So many, 99.9% of us, your mom didn't tell you anything about sex. Definitely not your dad. Our friends, our peer group. So over time, when we were growing up, we had sex without protection. We exposed ourselves to so many nonsense. We took so many contraceptives. We damaged our chances. Some women went for abortion. Some were blessed, some had grace, and they still went ahead and become mothers and fathers. But guess what? Some were not so blessed. Some were not so fortunate. They damaged their womb. They damaged their tubes. Some that had gonorrhea, some that had chlamydia, they didn't go for treatment. It stayed back in their body. It began to develop. It began to destroy the tubes. And by the time they were ready to become a mother, they began to have infertility problem. So if you have a daughter today, I don't care how old your daughter is, begin to tell her the truth. Begin to separate your religion. Begin to separate your spirituality from reality. Now, this is the reality. By the time your girl gets to 6, in this era, they have started developing breast. There are some girls that will start menstruating at the age of 7. They develop rapidly. The moment your girl begins to develop breast, the moment your girl begins to develop pubic hairs, the moment your girl begins to menstruate, she can become pregnant. So you need to tailor your sex education to suit what she needs to know, because she will definitely know. She has her phone, she has access to the internet, she knows what sex is all about. So if you don't teach her, she's gonna make the same mistake you made. I'm not gonna pretend that our girls and our boys are not gonna have sex. They will have sex. You will not know when they will have sex. So what's your duty? You preach safe sex. You preach contraceptives. You preach wisdom. They are gonna have their boyfriends. They are gonna have their girlfriends. They are gonna go to school. We are not gonna go with them. This is the society we live in, but we need to feed them the truth. If you are having relationship, if you are making love as a woman, and you begin to have discharge, and you begin to have itch, and you begin to have signs that you have infection, what do? You go to a gynecologist. You don't go to your friends, you don't go to the chemist, you don't begin to pop postinol. Some of the things you did in the past, it's probably part of the reason why you don't have a baby today. You cannot afford to allow the upcoming ones to make the same mistake. We need to face our truth. We need to face our reality. We need to separate our religiosity from our reality. So if you are making love today as a young woman, the best decision you can make for yourself and the best thing you can do for your family is to be wise, is to have what? Safe sex. Preach condom. Preach protection. Know how to say no. Know how to mean abstinence. But this is what we know. Human beings are made to like each other. Your girls are gonna like boys. Your boys are gonna like girls. They will have their boyfriends. They will have their girlfriends. They will be in tight corner. They will go to high school. They will go to university. They will have their own time. They will have a time they need to make up their mind the best things to do. So at that particular time, your daughter is standing and the boyfriend is about to make love to her. What do? What will she do? Because anything that affects our kids will affect us. So we need to protect our generation next. The world we are living in today is very deadly. We cannot fix it overnight. So empower your girls, empower your boys. When they are mingling, begin to tell them the repercussions, the implications of lovemaking. Some of them might have teenage pregnancy. Some of them in the past, there are so many girls that their mothers help them to go to quackery to remove their pregnancy. And in course of doing that, they damage their reproductive system. Today they have Asherman syndrome. Today they've damaged their tubes. Today they have adhesions. They can no longer become mothers that God made them to become. And the same mothers that took you to go and abort, your babies will begin to go all over the place, complaining that their daughters are not able to give birth to kids. We must be wise. It's better to go for adoption than to go for abortion. Adoption over abortion. So if you have any sister, if you have any cousin, any friend, and they came to you and they were asking you, where can I take my daughter? Where can I take this person to go and abort? Never in your lifetime advise anybody to remove your baby. tell them it's okay. They can carry that pregnancy. They can give up that baby for adoption. It's better you have your babies and you make sure they are alive and you give them away than to play a role in not becoming a mother. Look, I'm keeping it real. You will not understand this until maybe 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Then you begin to live your life in regrets. But guess what? If you are hearing my voice now, if you were a victim of your past, it's okay. God can still meet you in the right place. God can still flip your story, but you need to take action. You cannot just be praying at age 50 that God will come and visit you and you don't have a fertility specialist. That's the wrong kind of prayer. You need to take what you have today and flip it to your own advantage. You need to take your lemon and make lemonades. I'm talking about somebody that is living in regrets today. It doesn't matter how your life ended. I don't care if you have 12 abortions. I don't care if you did whatever. That was then. This is now. What are you going to do to become a mother? Because when God made you a woman, God made you a mother. Every single woman out there is a mother. Every single one of you. God made you a woman because you're a mother and nobody can take it away from you. But you need to have the right knowledge. You need to have the right attitude. You need to have the right practices. So many times you show up and you begin to look for quick fix and you begin to look for medications and you begin to look for drugs. It's not everything that responds to medication. It's not everything you need medication for. It's not everything you need drugs for. You need to take your truth and go back home and begin to fix yourself. So many of us are ignorant. So many of us are adamant. You begin to do the things that didn't give you results. You keep repeating them. 10 years ago, you had infertility, and you've been taking that clomid, and you have refused to see a fertility specialist, and we don't even know what the problem is, and you're still believing you're going to be a mother when something is stirring in you, and you're refusing to change your ways. You have to change your ways. You have to change how you see infertility. You have to change how you approach your challenge, because when you have the knowledge, knowledge is like the light. At the entrance of light, darkness will run away. Infertility is your darkness. When you have your knowledge and you empower yourself and you begin to practice your PPP in reality, there are so many people that show up, they are just hoping against hopes. Or maybe today God is going to bless me. Or maybe today doctor is going to give me answers. I can give you the best answers. But if you don't go home and you begin to practice every single thing we preach in this group every day, my sister, you're going to get ready to repeat what happened this year, next year. But next year is our dancing year. We cannot approach infertility with kiddies glove. We have to be so determined and so pissed off to do the right things. We don't show up here to joke. If there is just one lady that will do the right thing today, I'm okay. So I want you to be that lady that will take my decisions, take my advice, go home, go seek help, do the right thing, make love to your partner, see a fertility specialist, have hope, have faith. Without faith is impossible to be a mother. Without faith, it's impossible to be a father. Faith is the evidence of seeing your babies running out all over the place. But how can you have those babies? By making love, by exercising, by going for whatever options you have now. So if you are 45, knowing fully well that at 45, your chances of becoming a mother naturally is limited. What do you do at 45? You begin to go for options that will give you a baby. Okay, let's continue, guys. All right, guys. What time do we have? Okay, please ask your questions. Okay, thank you, Dr. Ndiche. I can see you're providing feedbacks. All right, guys, let's see what we have. Okay. Good evening, Doc. It's hyperprolactinemia, a symptom of infertility. Yes. When you have hyperprolactinemia, it means that the level of your prolactin is very high. When your prolactin is very high, it will stop you from ovulating. When you don't ovulate, you don't get the chance to become a mother, because without ovulation, you can't become pregnant. So if they diagnosed you have hyperprolactinemia, that's actually 50% solved, because we have some drugs we can give you to bring down your prolactin level down. Once we bring it down and other factors are taken care of, you can easily become pregnant. Okay, let's continue, guys. Let's see this one. Okay, good evening, Doc. God bless you. Last 3 weeks, your baby was in breech position according to the scan. Today, your baby is in transverse lie according to the scan. Okay, I understand your concern, my dear. Now, first of all, are you in our ANC lounge? If you're in our ANC lounge, you will probably go to sleep. Now, let me tell you what you need to know. Your babies can flip and turn and do whatever they want to do. Once it gets to 36 weeks, the position your baby assumes at 36 weeks, it's likely the position your baby will be to delivery. So if your baby is presenting with head, which we call cephalic, which is the normal position that all babies are expected to come, the way God structured the body of a woman is to make sure that when you're about to go into labor, your baby's head will descend and go into the lower portion of your waist to be ready for delivery. Now, when you go into labor, there will be a lot of forces that will push the baby down and you have your baby. Now, some babies will refuse to come with the head. Some babies will come as breech, like buttock, with hand, with side, with transverse. It's okay. If your baby refuses to turn at 36, the likelihood as the permanent position your baby is going to assume is there. What you need to do is to make sure your doctor is a very experienced doctor. In some centers where we have the facility and the expertise, we can try to turn the baby through a process we call external cephalic version. But guess what? If the center is not equipped, if your doctor is not experienced, don't even try that. So if your baby is coming with breech, the possibility you're going to go into CS is very high. My sister, let me ask you a very simple question. As a pregnant woman, what is your biggest dream? What do you want for you and your baby? To see your baby, right? Good. Now, imagine yourself in 1932, when we didn't have access to CS, when we had so many women that died from pregnancy because the baby was not coming. Imagine our great-grandmothers, their babies were not coming with head. Imagine the pain they went through. Some of them died. Now, CS is a salvage mission. The essence of going for cesarean section is to save your baby, save you, so that you and your baby can look at each other eyeball to eyeball and fall in love and begin to raise your generation. But in the past, without CS, women that had complicated pregnancy died. So when you're presented with the option of having your baby through CS, don't even try to quote that Hebrew Bible for me. Don't even try it at all. You are not a Hebrew woman. Your pastor cannot deceive you. Your husband cannot deceive you. Let me tell you something, my sister. If you're a rugged woman, if you're an empowered woman, if you're a knowledgeable woman, which I believe you should be, because what I do in this group is to empower you as a woman. You don't have to put application to get 2,000 naira to buy pad. You don't have to put application for simple little things you can do for yourself as a woman. You empower yourself with knowledge and action. A real woman, you are the person that is going to bear this baby. You are the person that is going to be in this pain. So when your husband begins to misbehave, when your pastor begins to tell you all those nonsense, you walk them away. You can tell them, you know what, Oga, I'm done. Can you just leave now? I want to have my baby. You sign that document and you bring forth your baby. There are so many careless families that we are waiting to deliver through Hebrew women, and you died on the table and you lost your baby, and they begin to pray for you, and in 2 months, the man will marry again. Refuse to be deceived. Some babies are going to be born by CS. It's okay. Some babies are going to go through augmented labor, through induction, through forceps delivery. It's okay. Whichever one your baby is going to come, is going to come. It doesn't matter. Stop seeing women that had their baby through CS as if they're no women. That's nonsense. Both of them are normal delivery. One is natural normal delivery. The other one is assisted normal delivery. There is nothing abnormal about CS. So your duty as a mother to be is to do what? To be your baby number one advocate. The first doctor a baby will have is the mother. My sister, there are so many things I don't know going on in your body. But you are living with your baby for 9 months. You have do you know you can talk to your baby? Do you know your baby knows when you're happy? Do you know when your baby knows when you're freaking out? Take a moment and study your baby. Come, my people, no baby can die without you knowing. If you pay attention, it's a mind game. Most babies, before they die, they go into distress. Suddenly, your baby that doesn't used to kick is kicking all over the place. Suddenly, your baby is no longer kicking, and you don't even know that something is wrong. And you begin to pray down Jericho without knowing that you need to go to the doctors. There are certain things that no matter how good a doctor is, that doctor cannot decipher. It's called motherly instinct. There are so many things you know that will not be going on right with your baby that you can know. You begin to go to the hospital. We don't do magic. We can try and run an ultrasound, but there's so many things we cannot find out unless you give us, kind of a signal, a sign. So the last thing a woman that is pregnant should be worrying about is whether it's going to have CS or whether you're not going to have. I don't care. Come on. I don't care. I just want to hear the cry of your baby. I just want to see a pink baby. I don't want to see a blue baby. I don't want to see a baby that is not crying. I don't want to see a limp baby. I don't want to see a woman that will be crying, because guess what? When your baby is gone, your baby is gone. You can go and post 1 million posts in Facebook. They can pray for you. Your baby is not going to come back. You can cry all the tears in your eyes. Your baby is not going to come back. What can you do to protect your baby? You become your baby's advocate. The moment you're pregnant, you register for your ANC. You make sure you attend all your clinics. You make sure you change your ways. You make sure you are wise. You make sure you empower yourself. You make sure you're practicable by protecting your baby. Especially in this era when doctors are going on strike. You can't be complacent, my sister. You have to be wise. If the only thing you have succeeded in your life to achieve is to be a mother, nobody is wealthier than you. The biggest wealth in life are your babies. You might be rich today, tomorrow you're poor. You might have car today, tomorrow you don't have it. You might live in big house today, tomorrow it's gone. But once you have a baby is a baby. A baby is your baby. Nobody can take your baby away from you. So invest in your family, my people. Stop tiptoeing into back door. Stop giving crumbs to protecting your family. Stop using crumbs to go and seek help for infertility. Stop using crumbs to go and register with a quack because it's cheap. Look for the best. If you're in Lagos, look for the best ANC doctor. If you're in the East, look for the best. If you are having problems and you have the resources, invest in starting your family. Give your baby the best. Give that infertility your best shot. Invest in getting results. Don't compromise your standard because of peanuts. Money is paper. Thank you for coming. It's not every day I get this high, but whenever you see me get this high, I look around, I see so many beautiful mothers. I see so many amazing dads, but they are the ones delaying. Refuse to turn out in 31st December the same because you didn't take your bold step. Take your bold step today. Pray, play, practice. Pray, play, practice. We pray a lot. Some of us lately are making a lot of love. I love that. But what about your practice? Who is helping you? I want you to mount my stage. I want you to be a woman. I will announce your twins, your triplets, your quadruplets, not just by saying it, not just by praying it. I want you to step up and do something about this for once. God bless you and enjoy the rest of your day. If you can stay up late nights, I show up every 7 p.m. to discuss an important topic in my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, I beg you to go and subscribe. You know, sometimes it will look like I'm begging you guys to come so I will teach you, right? If you need more knowledge, show up in the evening. I'll see you guys in the evening. Remember to register for the Gender Super Masterclass. Remember to get help. If you can afford 1 week, come. If it's 1 month, come. If it's 3 months, come. If it's 6 months, why not? If you're pregnant, come. Come as you are. Make good use of everything we preach. Don't worry, you know, people will be like, oh, Doc, why are you saying this? Look, I'm doing just fine. I don't just feel okay when I see babies dying, when I see women dying, when I see women that should be grandmothers today still crying. You don't even have one, and you don't even have plans. God bless you and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye for now.